What is going on, everybody? This is NYG Jeffy T3285. I hope everybody is enjoying your Monday afternoon today. And I'm just going to go over some of the latest news surrounding the New York Mets as trade chatter continues to surround this for MLB franchise right now as the trade deadline looms in about a day or so. As the New York Mets continue to look for some more upgrades to their roster before the August 2nd MLB trade deadline. So right now the New York Mets have been looking for some bullpen help, as well as they've been looking for some help when it comes to the DH position, as well as when it comes to the catching position. They've already acquired a couple of players so far this offseason, as they've acquired Pittsburgh Pirates first baseman / DH Daniel Vogelbach not that long ago, as well as they've acquired Michael Perez, pretty much a backup, situational catcher you'll have in there, as well as they've acquired Tyler Naquin and Phil Deal from the Cincinnati Reds. So they've added some bit pieces right now in terms of their lineup. Obviously, Vogelbach being the biggest addition, but he's more of a left-handed specialist in the DH spot and can occasionally play first base. But they still haven't added that big-time bat to this lineup. That's where a guy like JD Martinez can come into play, as SNY.com's Andy Martino has tweeted out that the New York Mets still continue to have some dialogue with the Boston Red Sox in a potential deal that could surround outfielder / DH JD Martinez, as well as catcher Christian Vasquez, coming to the New York Mets for maybe a couple of prospects, maybe one of the upper echelon level, like a Mark Vientos or a Ronnie Mauricio type player. Could be somebody a little bit less. Now, so far this year for 2022, JD Martinez has a 1.1 WAR and 340 at-bats. He has a 288 batting average with 9 home runs and 52 RBI or 40 RBIs with 52 runs scored. He has 98 hits right now with no stolen bases. He has an on-base percentage of .354 with a slugging percentage of .462, an OPS of .816, as well as an OPS plus of 124. So his numbers are a little bit down from his normal numbers, where he's hitting at least, around 25 to 30 home runs. He's around the 75, 80, maybe 90 RBI range. He's at batting average is probably around the same where he normally is. He sometimes is batting around the 300s. So this is a little bit of a down year for JD Martinez. But if you could still find a way to acquire him, he's going to be an instant upgrade to that DH position, which I've stated and many Mets fans have stated before, is right now a big black hole right now in terms of what you're going to get in the DH position, where you get nothing from Dom Smith, who's right now injured as we speak, and JD Davis, who right now can't hit a fastball, and he's a bit player, if anything, coming out. Now, in terms of Christian Vasquez, he'd be an automatic addition to the catching position, while the 31-year-old right now has a WAR of 1.8 at the plate. He's batted in 294 at-bats. He has 83 hits with 8 home runs and 42 RBIs. So that's not bad power numbers, not great, but it's not bad for a catcher. He has a 282 batting average, as well as he has 1 stolen base to run record so far. He has a .327 on-base percentage with a .432 slugging percentage. He has an OPS of .759 and an OPS plus of 108. But Christian Vasquez is more than just a bat that you'd be bringing in. While his bat would definitely be an upgrade over what they have right now, and James McCann, who's currently on the injured list, but he should be coming off the injured list very soon. You have Tomas Nido, who seems to be a favorite when it comes to the pitchers, when it comes to calling games and being able to call a good defensive game, as well as you have the recently brought in Michael Perez. And then, of course, you have the number 1 prospect in all Major League Baseball right now, Francisco Alvarez, who is just starting to rake right now in AAA Syracuse for the New York Mets farm system. So you have yourself some catching depth right now, but Christian Vasquez, at the moment, while Francisco Alvarez continues to develop in the minor league system, would be an instant upgrade for the New York Mets going into the 2022 rest of the season. And there's no reason to think that the New York Mets would not be able to offer up some pretty decent prospects for these couple of guys like Christian Vasquez and JD Martinez, who would instantly be able to help out their lineup going forward. Now, when it comes to the bullpen, there's also a couple of players the New York Mets are interested in right now, as Ken Rosenthal has just tweeted out a little bit earlier today from The Athletic that the Mets and the White Sox are interested in Detroit Tigers right-hand pitcher reliever Andrew Chafin. While the 32-year-old right now, he's pitching, the 32-year-old lefty right now holds a 2.53 ERA, which is pretty solid for the left-hander. When it comes to Detroit, which we all know that team has just done everything wrong at the moment. He has a 1.06 whip and 39 Ks for 10 balls right now in 32 innings pitched. with 37 appearances. So he's done a pretty solid job for the Detroit Tigers this year in terms of coming in, having a pretty good strikeout to walk ratio. He has an under 3 ERA right now, close to a 2.50 ERA, and he would instantly bring that left-handed specialist to the New York Mets bullpen, which is a much-needed thing right now, as there's nobody in this bullpen right now you could fully trust for the New York Mets going forward, besides Edwin Díaz, which we all know is a very scary thought because we've seen what Edwin Díaz has done in the past. But I'll give credit where credit is due. Edwin Díaz has turned it around in the past couple of years with the New York Mets, and he's actually turned into one of the best closers in Major League Baseball recently. But if you can get a guy like Andrew Chafin to come in as be that left-handed specialist coming out of the bullpen for the New York Mets, you definitely have to make the trade and add as many pieces as you can, because I still believe, as many Met fans believe, the bullpen is still the number one weakness of this team right now. And if they want to have a chance to be able to compete against the teams like the Atlanta Braves, the St. Louis Cardinals, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the San Diego Padres, some of the bigger teams in the National League, as well as if you get to the World Series, you play against the Toronto Blue Jays, the New York Yankees, Houston Astros, some of the bigger lineups in Major League Baseball. You're going to need to have a good bullpen if your starters don't have it that certain day. So if you can get a chance to get an Andrew Chafin, you have to make the trade, as well as a JD Martinez and Christian Vasquez from the Boston Red Sox, where there'll be an instant upgrade for the New York Mets going into the rest of the 2022 Major League Baseball season, heading into the playoffs. So that's just a couple of the rumors that are coming out right now surrounding the New York Mets, and I guarantee you're going to be hearing a lot more rumors of a lot more players coming out around the New York Mets, as you still have the report of the New York Mets being interested in Chicago Cubs catcher/DH Wilson Contreras, as well as relief pitcher David Robertson from the Cubs. And the Mets are still working out some details and some deals, possible deals with the Chicago Cubs to try to bring in Contreras and Robertson to the New York Mets, which I think would be an excellent addition if you can make that. So if you like the video, please hit the like button below. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the latest rumors surrounding the New York Mets, and if you'd be all for the acquisition of an Andrew Chafin from the Detroit Tigers, Christian Vasquez and JD Martinez from the Boston Red Sox, as well as Wilson Contreras and David Robertson from the Chicago Cubs, or name any other rumors out there of players that you would like to see the New York Mets try to acquire before the August 2nd trade deadline that's happening in Major League Baseball. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short that's going to drop surrounding the New York Mets. And make sure you smash that like button on the video below if you enjoy the content that you hear. So I thank you very much, everybody. We'll have to see what other trades and rumors come around the New York Mets. It's going to be a very crazy time. There's already been some trades that have been dropping in Major League Baseball recently, and you have to expect, with Stevie Cohen at the helm, the New York Mets are going to be a very active team before the trade deadline comes around. So I thank you very much. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your Monday. Take it easy, and let's go New York Mets.